Hello, you're kicking off the Sunday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with MINH and you can get headlines. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính meets Indonesian President-elect. Military youth gives meaningful gifts to disaster-hit people. Vietnam calls for efforts to end human rights for all. On September 14, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính met with Indonesian President-elect Prabowo Subianto during his visit to Vietnam. The Prime Minister urged Indonesia to quickly sign a right trade cooperation agreement is assets for Vietnamese agriculture and halal products into Indonesia and support Vietnam in lifting the EU yellow card. Prime Minister Chính congratulated President-elect Prabowo in his election for the 2024-2029 term and praised Indonesia's growth as Southeast Asia's largest economy and assisting globally. The two leaders agreed upon steps to enhance cooperation built on the nearly 70 years of relations initiated by President Ho Chi Minh and President Sukarno. They committed to strengthening ties in investment, defense, maritime cooperation, fisheries, and digital partnerships, aiming to elevate their strategic partnership ahead of the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations and the 80th anniversary of their national independence. Both sides agreed to enhance cooperation in key areas such as investment, defense, security, maritime cooperation, fisheries, digital partnerships, transnational crime prevention, cybercrime, and IT support. They also discussed strengthening cultural exchanges, aviation connectivity, and local level cooperation. Regarding regional and global issues, both leaders reaffirmed the importance of ASEAN solidarity and centrality, especially concerning security in the East Sea, internationally South China Sea. They also committed to promoting sustainable development in sub-regions, particularly the Mekong River sub-region. At this occasion, Prime Minister Chính invited Indonesia to participate in the ASEAN Future Forum 2025 and the P4G Summit on Green Growth in Vietnam in 2025. On September 14, in Hanoi, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn hosted a reception for Indonesian President-elect Prabowo Subianto. Welcoming the Indonesian President, National Assembly Chairman Mẫn stated that the visit demonstrates an affection for the country and people of Vietnam, especially in the context of the two countries celebrating the 10th anniversary of their strategic partnership towards the 70th anniversary of the diplomatic relations. Laying stress on the similarities in history between the two nations, the Indonesian President expressed his confidence that Vietnam-Indonesia cooperation will continue developing in all areas for the best benefit of the people both sides. Chairman Mẫn asked the guests to support collaboration between the two legislative bodies regarding delegation exchanges and experience sharing, especially in law and institution building in areas with global significance such as digital transformation, green growth, energy transition, climate change response. The two sides should also join hands to supervise the implementation of cooperation agreements between the two countries, including connection of economies, localities, and enterprises, and people-to-people exchange, while working closely with each other at multilateral forums. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has issued an urgent directive to enhance the supply of essential goods for areas affected by Typhoon Yagi. The Prime Minister asked provincial leaders, government ministries and agencies to provide food, essential items, medicines and daily necessities to households in isolated and hard-to-reach areas impacted by the typhoon. He emphasized strict market management, especially for food, fuel and essential goods, ensuring no hoarding or unreasonable price hikes. Violation will be strictly handled. Authorities are urged to closely monitor the supply and demand of essential items and take timely, effective actions. Local authorities must quickly repair damaged homes, schools, hospitals, and other facilities, clear toiletries from roads, and restore electricity, clean water, and telecommunication services to stabilize daily life and business activities. Additionally, guidance on post-storm disease prevention and control measures must be provided. On September 14, the Army Youth Advisory Board sent working groups to support people affected by natural disaster in Basa District in Lào Cai Province, Phú Lương District, and Thái Nguyên City in Thái Nguyên Province. Accompanying the Army Youth Advisory Board in its visit to support flood-hit victims in Basa District, Lào Province, were the missions for the Political Department of Military Region 2, Tekapro Company, the Military Electric Telecoms Group, and other non-military enterprises. Also on September the 14th, in Thái Nguyên Province, the Army Youth Advisory Board coordinated with the Political Department of Military Region 1, businesses and benefactors to present gifts in support of people affected by floods in Phú Lương District and Thái Nguyên City. Earlier, the Army Youth Advisory Board, together with the youth of agencies, units and partners, mobilized a great deal of foodstuff and daily necessities to meet the needs of people in areas affected by natural disasters. So far, 2 rotations of the Vietnam Military Engineering Company have been deployed to a Bay area. Having lived and worked in the area and with local people, the company has increasingly understood the difficulties and hardships facing the local people. Motivated by the kind hearts of Anglo soldiers, the unit has taken a number of practical activities in support of local people. Abe Hospital is directly managed by the Abe Minister of Health. As the large medical facility in the area, yet there are only 7 doctors and more than a dozen part-time volunteers in the hospital, providing medical care for about 160 patients every day, the figure that has been on the rise due to diseases and political instability. Abe Hospital is often overloaded and in dire need of everything, including medicine, medical supplies, machinery, and especially qualified personnel. The Vietnam Military Engineering Company has provided the hospital with food, medicine, and medical supplies. Most recently, a number of antibiotics and medical supplies have been offered to the hospital by the unit. Abe is in the rainy season. Prolonged heavy rains have caused flooding in some areas, forcing dozens of households to evacuate. To deal with the emergency case, the Vietnam Military Engineering Company quickly showed up at the scenes to direct hundreds of meters of drainage ditches and replace dozens of meters of drainage pipes for the locals. We helped the locals prepare routes to residential areas, especially the refugee area, which is about 1.5 kilometers long. Taking care of the people's health and accommodation, the company have tried hard to help them as much as possible within their capabilities. 4 boats were repaired and handed over to the people in New York County, where many locals earn a living mainly by boat. We are very grateful for the support of the Vietnam Military Engineering Company. They have done good deeds for the local people, having improved the life quality and travel conditions. Hopefully, we would help the locals in Abe improve their life quality, facilitating their means of livelihood and travel. There is an old saying in Vietnam that a slice of bread when hungry is worth a whole loaf when full, and the tight handshakes were more telling than words. Every day, tens of thousands of fishing boats operated by our fishermen sail across the vast waters in the sovereignty with the sovereignty rights and jurisdiction of Vietnam. Each abreast boat flies the red flag with a yellow star, acting as numerous reminders of our country's maritime sovereignty. These flags would accompany the fishermen on every journey, serve as a spiritual anchor, giving them strength and inspiration as they sail the sea. As he prepares for his journey, this fisherman doesn't forget to replace the national flag. The flag is hoisted to the highest point in the boat, and it serves as the spiritual support that gives the fisherman confidence to sail. Hoisting the flag as we head out to sea, seeing it fluttering in the wind, with us the motivation to work. Fishermen spend long time at sea, causing the national flag to fade and wear out. To boost their morale before a trip, Central Broadcast Station often gives national flags to them. This small gesture holds deep spiritual significance, offering extra strength to fishermen as they embark on their journey. Wherever the national flag flies, our sovereignty is there. With our spirit, every time a boat docks at our station, we check if the flag is old or faded, and if so, we give them a new one, encouraging the fishermen to sail the sea. The fishermen always believe that the presence of the national flag on its boat is their way of contributing to the protection of the nation's maritime story. As they saw, the national flag gives them faith and peace of mind, reassuring them that despite the vast ocean, they're never alone. The nation is always beside them. Coming up next, Vietnam calls for efforts to ensure human rights for all. Vietnamese Women's Association in Wellington upholds spirit of solidarity. Ambassador Mai Phan Dũng, permanent representative of Vietnam to the United Nations, World Trade Organization, and other international organizations in Geneva, has recently delivered a speech at the General Debate on UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Thuộc Tuk's global update on the human rights situation, held within the framework of the 57th section of the UN Human Rights Council. In his speech, Ambassador Mai Phan Dũng highly valued the active role and efforts of the UN High Commissioner in advancing the work of the United Nations Human Rights Council, while affirming Vietnam's support for the activities of the Office of the High Commissioner in promoting and protecting human rights amid ongoing conflicts and crises around the world. He highlighted Vietnam's development policy, which places people at the center and views them as not only the subject but also the goal and the driving force of development towards achieving sustainable development goals. The Vietnamese diplomat informed that Vietnam is now making efforts to overcome the consequences of Super Typhoon Jackie, so it is necessary to promote initiatives and actions at national, regional, and international levels to address the negative impacts of global challenges such as climate change and food insecurity, which are currently threatening the enjoyment and human rights of people around the world, especially vulnerable groups, as well as the ability to achieve the sustainable development goals. Vietnam has recently signed a protocol allowing frozen durians and fresh coconuts to be officially imported into China, a billion-strong consumer market. It is a significant opportunity for Vietnamese fruits to boost production and exports, leveraging this high-potential market.
Upon hearing that fresh coconuts were being negotiated for export to China, An Phuc commune in MINH province, with over 270 hectares of green Siamese coconuts, quickly prepared for export opportunities to China by registering planting codes, reorganizing production, and guiding farmers to meet export standards. We're advising farmers on safe production practices to meet export quality, moving away from traditional methods. Widespread exports to demanding markets have given coconuts a strong foothold ready for China. With businesses well prepared, coconut exports are expected to grow, potentially contributing 15% to the total vegetable and fruit export revenue. We currently ship 60 to 70 containers monthly to China, and with the capacity for more. If Vietnam can match Thailand's export level to China, coconuts could become a billion-dollar product. Frozen durians also promise growth, potentially contributing 20% to the durian industry's export, or around $500 million. Businesses are ready with certified factories awaiting export codes to start shipping. While their quality standards are strict, our businesses must comply with food safety and packaging requirements to export smoothly. Rapidly capturing the billion-dollar Chinese market requires greater efforts, including obtaining planting area and factory export codes. Meanwhile, businesses aim to meet the $7 billion export target for this year.
Over the past time, Vietnamese Women's Association in Wellington, New Zealand is making significant contributions to their communities and strengthening Vietnam ties with other nations. Furthermore, driven by the desire for mutual support and the preservation of natural traditions, their efforts serve as one flame spreading throughout the Vietnamese diaspora in the host country. More to follow. Having witnessed the challenges faced by Vietnamese women struggling with feelings of inferiority and hardship in a foreign land, Nguyễn Thị Minh, a Vietnamese expatriate who has lived and worked in Wellington, New Zealand for over 22 years, has been eager to create a supportive network for the women living in the Oceania country. I've always wished to do something meaningful for other women, and I feel very happy about that. In March 2024, during Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính official visit to New Zealand, Vietnamese women in Wellington expressed their desire to establish a women's union for mutual support and understanding. Since its establishment, the association has engaged in practical activities that create a healthy environment, provide support during challenging times, and foster both mental and physical well-being to better integrate into the host country.
Tôi đã sinh sống ở đây 15 năm nhưng mà chưa bao giờ
Been living here for 15 years, but there hadn't any community group for Vietnamese women in Wellington. So this motivated us to develop the association in the future. Vietnamese women abroad in general and in Wellington in particular have demonstrated their crucial role as both the keepers of happiness in their families and as preservers of national traditions and cultural identity with a spirit of mutual support and compassion. This highlights the image of Vietnamese women as embodying the virtues of diligent work, tasteful appearance, proper speech, and good morale, while also being resilient, courageous, intelligent, creative, and enthusiastic. It's the end of the English News Bulletin today. You'll watch our news again at QPVN.vn. For now, goodbye and see you next time.